What I really love about cooking, and it's grown over the years, is the creative freedom that you have. You can come up with anything that you like. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's not. Not everybody bats 1,000 all the time. But it's very satisfying when you create something that you just thought of and people enjoy it. And everything, seemed to be going well. I had no idea that I had this issue with my lungs at the time. I went down and did what I could do. The air was so heavy that even indoors, it was difficult to breathe. It was absolutely very difficult. The thought never even crossed my mind that I could possibly be putting myself in any kind of danger. I mean, nothing's gonna fall on me now. The doctors went through all my work history and they noticed silica in my lymph nodes. That's ground glass and metals and things. And he said, I don't understand why silica is in there. And then he asked me, any chance you were anywhere near ground zero? And I said, well, yeah, I was right down there. And he said, well, that's it. The breaking point was in 2018 for me. I had gotten really sick. I had a terrible lung infection. The pulmonologist told me, you have the lungs of an 85-year-old man that smokes 6 packs of cigarettes a day. And this is just impossible, but you need a double lung transplant.
Mr. Kelly was our first lung transplant at our new program here at Mount Sinai.
I found Dr. Raju and Dr. Shinan. They're a pair that'll beat 3 of a kind any day.
I remember it was very hard for him to speak, even getting every word out. After every other word, he was breathing heavily. It almost was like he didn't want to talk too much because of the breathing, on tons of oxygen.
When the lung disease gets worse, it puts undue strain on the heart. The more common condition that we see is on the right side of the heart, which is pulmonary hypertension. But in Mr. Kelly, it was the diastolic dysfunction, which is the left side of the heart, putting undue pressure in the lungs, causing him to be extremely limited. He was probably thinking that this is my end, and there was nothing else that anyone can offer.
It was the day James came in for his transplant. He was the first one that we were doing at Mount Sinai. So there was already that excitement that, oh my gosh, we're gonna be doing our first transplant here.
I think it was 12 hours later, they were getting me out of bed, and I got out and I walked, and I couldn't believe it. And slowly, as people were allowed to come by, they couldn't believe it. They're like, are you kidding? You're up and walking the day after surgery. It was an amazing feeling to be breathing.
Mr. Kelly, this is your old lung and your new lung, and we see this is essentially a normal lung today.
The difference is just tremendous.
Well, like you said, it's everything we'd hoped for. You're able to do all the things you weren't able to do before, and go back to cooking, traveling with your family, and that's the whole reason to have gone through this whole process. So
to be comfortable with your doctors and their team, really, I can't express how important that is. It changes the way you look at everything.
it's a partnership.
It's a partnership, that's for sure.
The faculty in our division are at the forefront in terms of clinical innovation, in terms of clinical research, in terms of translational research, so that they can bring what is known about the disease and bring questions about what is not known about the disease to the bedside of our patients.
Well, here we are at Whitestone at Cascarino's, and I am going to show them a few new dishes today. This is my first attempt at getting back to work, kind of, sort of. It's a great day for me, you know, to finally get back into the kitchen and loosen up my chops a little bit, so to speak.
I want these patients to go out and live their lives because it's such a gift of life.
Our program is continuing to grow, and we hope and expect that our patients in the future, we'll be able to have the same terrific outcomes and experience that those who've already had their lung transplants here have enjoyed to this date.
This was a milestone for the Mount Sinai lung transplant program. All the teams involved felt proud being part of such an innovation at Mount Sinai, being the front runners in advancing the field of lung disease and transplantation. And we are humbled by what we see.
I couldn't possibly express how grateful I am for a second chance at life, because, not everyone gets that chance.